Hello, everybody. Dr. Michael Beebe with Arete Chiropractic, and we are hosting Hayden Orme with Handled by Hayden. Good morning, Hayden.
Good morning.
So this is a part of our collaborative business series, and I'm really excited to have you here today, Hayden, just to have a great informal conversation about our businesses, kind of reintroduce exactly what we're offering in the Seacoast, and then as we transition into a more normal schedule and slowly reopen New Hampshire, how we can both work to keep people as safe as possible while still being a resource and providing our services for the community. So why don't you share a little bit about who you are, how you got inspired to open your business, and what Handled by Hayden can do for people.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dr. Beebe, for having me. It's great to be chatting with you today. So I founded and own Handled by Hayden, and we are a boutique consulting firm that provide individual and small business support services. And we really customize all of our approaches to fit whatever the unique needs are of the individual client. So whether that is one-on-one support or small business support. And I like to take a more holistic approach and realize that, life is made up of a lot of interconnected parts. So helping someone relieve stress, perhaps in one area of their life, can really have a ripple effect and a positive impact on so many areas of their lives. So we consult with the clients to really ascertain what their specific needs are and help them however we can in achieving their goals by removing a lot of stuff from their plate. And then, their job is to just relax and have peace of mind that everything's being handled by Hayden.
Awesome.
And in terms of, coming up with this, I've been in the corporate world for about 13 plus years, and I had, there are so many people that have inspired me to work for myself over the years. Initially, my first job out of college, I worked for a small business, and I ultimately went on to manage the New England division and grow that, and just really found a lot of satisfaction and passion, even working for someone else's business, but growing the business and helping them grow the business and providing such invaluable support to this individual. And that just really resonated with me and stayed with me over the years. And coming to the Seacoast and relocating here, it's such an incredible community for small businesses and entrepreneurs. So it seems like a really good time in my life to start my own endeavor.
Yeah, and I know that you have downplay when you say in corporate America. So you were actually the executive assistant to a large Fortune 500 company CEO. So you've handled large projects on big scales and small individual needs. And I think that when you've had experience like you've had, it's pretty incredible the level of detail that you can provide that might escape somebody. So jobs that might seem overwhelming for somebody personally, you can see all the different angles and make it happen with a lot more experience and more ease for that person. So I also personally know, just because you're on our board for a nonprofit, so we have the Craniocervical Foundation board, and you contribute your skills really greatly to that board. So I think it's incredible to have that holistic approach too that you mentioned. I see so many people dealing with more stress lately than they've had in a long time. And so the ability to know what you need to do personally versus what you need to delegate, I think when you start to delegate those things, you're wishing that you had done that 5 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing what just small tweaks can do for your peace of mind too, especially right now with everything going on.
Yeah, and I think more holistic businesses are popping up where you want to help the individual rather than just a single one-off, like, okay, I'm going to complete this task and I'll never see you again. It's like, okay, you have an ongoing relationship with people, and I think that's really where the juice comes in for improving people's quality of life. It's certainly what I see in my business as an upper cervical chiropractor. We work with the entire spine with the focus on the upper neck. The top things that we see are the headaches, the neck pain, head and neck injury like whiplash or concussion. And while we focus on essentially getting the head on straight to help the entire spine come back into alignment, We also talk with people about exercise, diet, sleep schedules, supplementation, and all of those things that really help an individual be well. And it's now more important than ever that people pay attention to that, because especially with us seeing a lot of the comorbidities that unfortunately have people succumbing to COVID, things like stress, which depresses the immune system. So if somebody's able to delegate something to lower their stress levels, that's huge.
Absolutely.
If, people are putting a mind's eye to pain levels, because pain increases the sympathetic nervous system, increases the stress, or eating healthy or getting enough sleep, all of these things are so vital to really help our bodies be more resilient as we face this really challenging time.
Absolutely. And I know firsthand that your practice has really changed my life in so many positive ways. I suffered I was hit by a car. I was in a really severe car accident several years ago. And after seeing so many different specialists, you were able to really help me figure out I had really acute upper cervical needs. And I mean, it was like night and day. My migraine frequency decreased. And so it's really amazing what, quite literally minor tweaks can do for your whole well-being.
Yeah, and the devil's in the details. I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine same thing with, helping people on projects and assisting people in their lives. Like I said, it's like finding those details that you might see that somebody might not, that just makes everything work easier. And, we do similar work here. It's a very specific adjustment based off of 3D imaging that we're some of the only chiropractors in the state that have that capability. And again, that specificity, you're going to get better results.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, talk with me. So COVID-19 is on everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And talk with me about how you can be a resource in the community while still making sure that you're minimizing risk of infection and keeping people as safe as possible.
Yeah, well, I actually think that I'm pretty uniquely suited insofar as I can operate ostensibly 100% virtually. So while it was really nice before the pandemic, if I had a potential client who was local, I could have a consultation in person and sit down over coffee and talk, and that's always a really nice touch. I'm well suited to be completely virtual. So I can have Zoom calls for an initial consultation, phone calls, emails, FedEx things back and forth. And so really provide a high level of service, basically, touch-free, contact-free, which is obviously really important for everyone right now with COVID. So it's really, like you mentioned, stress and everything. I'm really trying to help people. A lot of times people come to me in a very heightened state of stress. They realize that, okay, there's something that I need some support with. Maybe they know exactly what that is and maybe they don't. So I can empathize, certainly, having, we've all had really intense levels of stress at different periods, and this is an acutely heightened state of stress with uncertainty and physical distancing for everyone right now. So I really just take the time to have a consultation with the client and find out, either help them figure out where I can be supportive, or maybe they know exactly what they want me to do, and really try to take an approach where it's, how can we better your overall quality of life? Where can we provide some pressure relief for you? And how can I help you achieve your goals in doing that?
Yeah, beautiful. And I think it's so great that you have the ability to provide those services remotely. Unfortunately, chiropractic, we haven't quite learned how to adjust people remotely yet. Any chiropractor that tells you can, they're totally lying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we have been open as an essential healthcare practice. We have been open during this health crisis, and we've taken a lot of measures to ensure safety to the best of our ability. I mean, we're taking staff temperatures every single day, monitoring our health very closely, sanitizing between each patient visit. Patients are able to wait in their car. They can be called directly into the office and into our private treatment room. We can work with them, and then sometimes after getting adjusted in the office, people will rest to allow the adjustment to integrate. So people can choose to rest in the office, but they can also head back to their cars to recover as well. And so, we're trying to minimize as much exposure for people as possible while still being here to serve the community. And again, my vision for this is that people will take, like you said, that more holistic approach to their entire lives. Their health is a very easy conversation around that. But even from a business perspective, I think people are taking a step back and being like, okay, so I have eliminated all this other stuff, this outside noise, and I'm still operating nicely and I'm still providing the services I need to provide. Or maybe they're saying, okay, I don't love doing this anymore. And now that I haven't been doing that, I can see when I start to need to do that again, I should delegate that to somebody. So I think taking that holistic approach and really making sure that you're reaching out for the resources in your community that are going to support you in decreasing your stress levels, which is going to help facilitate your body's immunity, doing the other things that are healthful, like getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, getting good movement and exercise, having good conversations with people. All of those aspects can really help a body function well. And I really hope that we all don't forget that focus as we start to slowly reopen New Hampshire.
Yeah, and I think I'll add that there seems to be kind of a stigma around, I'm failing if I can't do it all myself. And that's, delegating, I think actually takes a lot of courage because you're trusting someone else, but you're also giving yourself permission to not do it all. And I think as a society, we really have so much focus on productivity and activities where we can thrive and excel and how to do it all. And we can give ourselves permission to not be so critical with our productivity levels, especially right now, because people have kind of transitioned from thriving to surviving. So now more than ever to delegate and give yourself permission to take a deep breath and reach out for help and get some support services and some healthcare services and do whatever you can to support your overall well-being individually, your business, your health, everything right now, I think is really important.
I completely agree. And I think that's just perfect to wrap up there because you said it and I can't say it better. So thank you very much for spending your time and energy and kind of sharing this message with people. I think it's an important conversation, and I really appreciate you taking the time, Hayden.
Thank you, Dr. Beebe. Likewise, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, have a great afternoon.
Thank you, you too.